Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we are now.
No super loud. No dumb
Are you
laugh.
reading my...
Yes.
So, yeah, these are my
Great
notes. From my... You can't read the rest. But the last time because I do this.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm
laugh.
sure I do, too. I
It's-
also am like...
Yeah, dude, it's such a nervous...
This-
I have a nervous tick, so I'm going to be extra cool tonight.
Mm-hmm. So cool.
And no dumb laugh, no super loud. And I noticed last time when we were talking about old water that I got really loud. But that's because I get really excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured since it was the three of us, maybe we could kind of redo that because that was an experiment of an episode. There was some good usable stuff off of it. I'll still put it out.
Nice.
But it just was not clear on the task.
Right.
So I feel like we need to go over the plan. So step 1 is this podcast where we're going to do 30 minutes free and then like 30 minutes on the Patreon, I think, with, I don't know, what do you guys think is a good price? I was thinking $3 a month to ask.
Not much, yeah.
Not much because we don't, I think it'll be worth it. We'll have some fun stuff, but it's crazy to ask anybody to pay more than $3, I think, for
Yeah, you either play the volume game or you
Relatively
find
one person.
Yeah, just sugar daddy a pod,
So we have Patreon, where we're going to try and raise the capital for the Old Water Travel Show. So that's step 2 would be a pilot in Hofstetten Brewery in San Markt, Austria. I should look up how to say that correctly because I feel like I don't. I feel like that's really very American of me to just pronounce it however. In that San Market,
San
Markt, Austria.
Austria.
But it's the super old brewery where we're going to exploit you and your expertise to brew a Heinz beer with them. That pilot will then go on to help us sell for future episodes to go all around the world and do it over and over again in different breweries and have take our journalistic approach to the culture and the stories of the area. Then, as that progresses, step 3 will get you into a sewer.
Oh yeah, that's step 3 for sure.
And I do want to get you in a sewer. I don't want to jump on with you with that, but I'm kind of jealous. I have FOMO. Like I was driving today, I was like, man, I kind of want to get in the sewer too.
You're more than welcome.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's gonna stink.
It's gonna
Catacombs, sewers, really any of it's gonna work for me.
I do the
just want to
catacombs.
Get down and dirty.
I did when I was in Paris. I took a tour of the sewers there, and it was awesome.
Yeah, totally. That's what I want.
Like historically really cool. They had the French Resistance would hide in the sewers.
Oh yeah,
and there's old like bases and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We get you in the sewer. Step 4 could be Young Santa. It could be any other of the schemes we've had. The radio show.
Opening the gate.
It really is just the start. It's all a means to another end.
It's okay. It's probably good that Wes isn't here today, just because I don't have a script ready. I would like to at least have a little bit of a script for Young Santa.
I prepped like
YSU.
a few hours like getting stuff ready for him.
Really? Well, we'll have him on.
Yeah, we will have him on. I really want to because I want to talk about his theory and also I want to talk about his baseball experience.
Yeah, he is a baseballer.
And I would love to get Dylan on.
Yeah.
Just because I want him to feel uncomfortable on a camera.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He'll hate it, but it'll be good. I think it'll bring the best out of us too.
I think so.
Yeah.
Or it might. I don't know. Dylan brings the worst out of me. I become a bully.
Oh, yeah. It brings the most ridiculous side of me out. Truly.
I know.
Come will be talked about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's inevitable.
That'll be the Patreon.
Yeah.
But I do. I act. You know how like some people, how you act like how you think they see you. Like you act like the cartoon that is in their head.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is 100% what I do with Dylan.
Nice. Okay.
I'm like, well, Dylan thinks I'm a chaotic train wreck of a human, so I'm just gonna act like that.
Yeah, I think it gives you clearance. Gives you the wiggle room to actually be that probably.
But we can't. It's probably a good thing that we don't have a guest tonight too, because my camera was stolen.
Oh yeah, that's
which
right.
Also changes our ask for the Patreon. Instead of $15,000, now we need $15,600 to replace the camera.
Tonight's topic is thievery.
Did I tell you this story though?
No, I haven't heard it.
Did I tell you, Ben?
No.
I had somebody broke into my Jeep out of my driveway. Well, they didn't break in. That's unfair of me to say that. I left the damn car open all night. My battery's dying, so I got out. I thought I locked it. Whatever. I'm not excusing it. But so somebody opened up my Jeep and rifled through my glove box. They opened up the back, and they stole my camera and my work backpack for my archaeology gig.
Damn.
And that was more upset about the bag because it has patches from like kind of all the places I've worked, and it was just kind of an irreplaceable bag. And I was on the phone when that happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to find this fucking bag. I was like, I just have this feeling I'm going to see this guy walking with it, or I'm going to find it. I know he didn't keep this bag.
Right.
And I was driving around the neighborhood, and I went to the pawn shop, and I let them know about it and everything. And I was starting to give up, and I drove down to that gas station that's down the CNX down on 6th. And I parked in the wrong way for I never do it this way. Parked in the wrong way, went in to get some coffee, and I drove around the back, and I swear, and sure shit, my bag was sitting on top of the dumpster.
No way.
Yeah.
Of course it was. That's funny.
Yeah, and so I go up, I park right away, and I run up to grab it, and there was a guy, a buddy of mine I knew who he works at Lake Ave, and he's really, really sweet guy. He was airing up his tires, and I was like, oh, hey. I was like, thank God you were witnessing this because nobody's going to believe me. I'm glad I have a witness. This is my bag. And I told him the story, and he goes, that's crazy because he goes, I was literally going to take that bag when I was done airing up my tires.
Wild. Do you think this is retribution for Indiana Jones? You kind of got reverse Jonesed in this situation.
What do you mean? Like,
archaeologist, instead of stealing things, putting them in his bag, archaeologist's bag gets stolen.
Do you think that am I the what's his adversary's name? Belloc.
Oh yeah.
Am I the evil archaeologist in this situation?
You might be. You might.
Damn,
you
that
might have got
sucks.
Bellocked.
I might have got Bellocked.
Shoot.
I got it right there, buddy.
There he is.
Indy, and I got the toys. Dude, I'm an idiot.
Well, I get it. He is a thief, though. So.
Yeah, my boss said she would never have hired Indiana Jones to work for her.
Wow. Was that heartbreaking?
Yeah.
Was that kind of a...
Yeah, she said he's the worst archaeologist she's ever heard of. He doesn't do any archaeology.
Yeah, he just steals shit. I mean, I think, English conquest era, that'd be ideal. You know?
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Yeah, that's just how they rolled.
Yeah, when we stole all the artifacts from everyone.
From everywhere. Yep,
yeah,
yep,
that was great.
Mm-hmm.
It belongs in a museum in America.
I think you'd be good at that. Exactly.
Yeah.
In Indianapolis, maybe.
It belongs to us.
Yeah.
There's that's a big push now in archaeology is trying to, like anthropology and decolonization is trying to get all the pieces back to where they belong.
Right.
And there's a balance there. Like, I would love to, there is a balance. If it was stolen, it should be returned. I do agree with that. But there's nothing wrong with, I think, loaning pieces out to circulate the world and go for people to see.
True. Yeah, I think it's whether or not the people that it's important to want it back.
Yeah, it's not up to us.
Yeah, right, exactly. Although, I mean, where did we get the Confederate flag from the Civil War? Like the Minnesota infantry got it from South Carolina or Virginia or something like that.
Oh, I guess I don't know.
Oh, really? You haven't heard about this? We refused to give it back. I think it's.
Oh, really?
I think it's maybe one of the Carolinas or something like that. And we stole it. Won it in a battle. And it's somewhere in Minnesota, and we just refuse to give it back to them. And I kind of like that.
That's
nice.
awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. Yeah,
that's
and
really
they've asked,
cool.
They keep asking. We're like,
no,
no,
dude,
no.
No, you guys got second place in the war.
Fair and square.
Suck shit.
Yeah, silver medal.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Is that where? Do you know it's in Minnesota though?
It is. Let me look it up.
If only somebody was in front of a computer.
Yeah.
They could Google this.
I have a tiny one.
What's the Wi-Fi password?
Ben, have you ever had anything stolen from you?
Civil War.
Yeah, my Pokemon card collection.
Shit.
What?
That sucks.
When I was young. Yeah, my binder with everything. I think it was my brother.
Oh man, I think Neil's already looking it up, Ben.
Oh yeah, I got
Okay.
it.
Good.
The 28th Virginia battle flag. It's a Confederate flag that belonged to the Virginia Infantry Regiment. Was captured by us, the good old Minnesotans, in the Battle of Gettysburg.
Nice.
And we refused to give that thing back.
Good.
Damn, that's crazy.
They
That's cool.
They started requesting
Come and
it.
get it.
Yeah, they started requesting it in 1960 and repeatedly has been declined. Here's a quote from former Governor Jesse Ventura saying, "Why? I mean, we won."
Oh,
You know, I think it's a good enough reason.
oh, that is cool, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn,
The body.
we need to steal it.
Mm-hmm.
We need it right here in the studio.
I don't know if you want that up.
Well, it's a
Oh, yeah,
meta
great.
thing.
Yeah,
It's meta.
Finally, a background for our.
Yeah,
Yes,
the Confederate
exactly.
flag.
That's what we want behind us.
And we'll give a couple
Yeah.
rebel yells for the intro. That's another
I'm going to
thing.
be kind of busy the next few weeks, actually. Might need to find
Anyways,
a new
I don't
co-host.
understand. Why won't anyone back our Patreon? Damn.
Probably get some super PAC money from somebody, though, you know.
Well, there is a weird. That is
Or
a
just regular pack.
interesting, like.
Yeah, just regular PAC. I'd take super, regular, I'd take a subprime PAC.
Unleaded, dude.
Yeah, unleaded PAC.
Unleaded
Yeah.
pack.
I never understood the thing with the Confederate flag as like the argument of, well, it's our heritage. It means more than just like pro-slavery. It's like, well, I don't know
That's
if it
kind
does,
of the
man.
gist, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it does.
Pick a different flag.
Yeah, I mean, we got a new one here in Minnesota.
Yeah,
Real nice light blue one.
yeah.
And people were losing their shit about it.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
It was crazy. And it was like the other one, I mean, it had, what was it? There was a Native American on a horse riding and then a farmer plowing or something. I think that was the previous flag, right?
Something along those
Yeah.
lines. It might have been more nefarious. I don't really.
I don't think it was, well, nefarious is, I mean, it wasn't a good look.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
that's, there's not really much of an argument about that. Native Americans have been kind of frozen in time
Yeah,
always as
truly.
like this character of the past. So, I mean, that flag was kind of doing that. Regardless of whether he was being ran off the land or if he was just passing by in it, it's still like a symbol of a bigger problem than just that action.
Yeah.
And people lost their goddamn mind about it. I couldn't
I know.
believe it.
I know.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Did they go with the one with the loon on it, or is it like no? It's like
No,
the
it's
North
like a
Star.
star.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of cool looking.
It
but
is.
the
I
colors,
like
I would maybe do different colors, but it's pretty neat looking.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
I
I
like
don't
it.
care.
Refresh. I did like the laser eye loon one though. Did you see that one circulating around? I like that. I think laser loon might be a winner.
Laser Loon is pretty dope for sure.
Good beer name.
Hey, you should think of that, huh?
Laser Loon.
Have you thought of that?
Somebody
Until just
probably,
now?
somebody probably did. I can check the internet, but yeah.
Yeah, but how'd they spell it?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
How would you spell it?
What kind of beer would that be? Neil?
3 for the E, all one word.
What kind of style of beer would you make for a Laser Loon?
Man, Laser Loon.
I mean, to me, what comes off is like a very it's hazy.
Hazy, maybe.
Yeah.
I would try to make it Minnesota to some degree.
Minnesota style.
Whatever that means.
I
That can
don't
mean
know.
multiple things. I mean, I think it would be cool to make a wild rice lager with that.
Oh,
that
that's
is
a great
little bit
idea.
nod to the Minnesota heritage.
And well, this
Native
speaks to
American
what you were
heritage.
talking about in the last episode of like it telling a story more than just being a style of beer.
Right. Yeah, I think it is a lot about making beer is telling a story. That's what we're trying to do. Some people really don't care to read the book at all. Some people want
Yeah.
that story, But I think cohesiveness across the board of, as deep as you want to get into a beer, I think there should be that background to it.
Well, that is essentially what branding is, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
but a beer is more than. I mean, you can put a label on it, I guess, but the flavor profile matters too. I mean, it's a little bit deeper than just a brand. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever get imposter syndrome as a brewer?
How so?
Like, I don't know. I get imposter syndrome all the time of like, if I'm doing something to a certain level, I don't feel like I have, it's not like a self-esteem thing, but it's like hard to believe that I'm in this realm.
Oh yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't belong there in a way.
Totally.
Like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still striving to get there.
Yes. Yeah. Especially as like a non-educated brewer. I didn't
Yeah,
have
that's
any.
what I mean.
I don't have a college degree.
Right.
I didn't come from the culinary side of things. I didn't come from the science side of things. I just kind of learned how to make beer. So yeah, I do sometimes
I wonder if that gives you an advantage in a way too, though, because you're not set in specific paradigms.
Less restrained. Yeah, for sure. I think I know enough to be dangerous, I guess.
Dude, you're a good brewer.
Yeah. I think
You're
I make pretty good
award
beer.
winning.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Multiple awards.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm not trying to brag or nothing here, but I got a couple awards.
Did you cross that out yourself there?
Anyway, so imposter syndrome, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, I think especially when I speak to people or listen to people speak about how much they know about beer and how good they are at making beer.
Yeah.
I think that is really where I'm like, wow. I think it's like constantly humbling is the making beer experience is constantly learning new things and realizing that a lot of people know way more about beer than I do.
It's so funny. But that you say that though, but then you would be the same in different ways, because I would imagine beer is like a way bigger world than it's a lifetime pursuit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not something you pick up and the whole spectrum of beer in a couple of years.
Right.
I mean, there's types of beers you probably haven't even made yet, I'm assuming. I mean,
oh yeah, for sure,
a lot.
Yeah. I can't think of one off the top of the head, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And like I think I have kind of, my specialties and things. I think everybody has styles of beer that they make. Better.
That they lean into.
Things that just make sense to you that are easier to do, for you personally or for me personally, whatever.
It's awesome.
Everybody's
man.
different. It's
That's
fun.
so cool.
I enjoy it. Yeah.
It is. It's you're making potions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Alchemy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fascinating how things change over time too. Like agronomic side of things, how like different years of barley completely taste different.
Oh.
Different years of hops, the same exact ingredients from the same manufacturer, the same producer.
Oh.
They can taste different year over year. So you have to kind of like constantly change and evolve with the ingredients that you're using.
That's crazy. That would be a nightmare for me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That would be so frustrating.
Yeah, it is. But you find through lines, so you figure out how to make it work.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, learning to balance things, but
right.
Like I've always thought this too, because a beer disappeared recently that it's gone. It's the last of it was drunk. It was dranked up by probably some bum in an alley. It doesn't exist anymore, but the recipe remains, right? Yeah, Ben, was it? Yeah, you in there?
Oh, okay, yeah,
So
I
you're
know
saying?
what they were talking about. Then.
Yeah, I don't know if I should mention anything, because I mean it doesn't matter. But let's just say you had a beer that was really popular for a long time,
right?
And it is no longer there because of the changes to the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
You still have the recipe, but the flavor, like, it's all a memory.
Totally.
How do you even know if you make that again that it's the same beer? You know what I mean?
It's
a product of its time.
Extremely subjective, man. I mean, like it truly is. And like, if you bring something back, inevitably there's going to be a percentage of people that think it's wrong.
100%.
Even batch to batch, year to year. You know, unless a beer is on all the time, you have it year round all the time.
Yeah.
People will always say that there's differences year to year. And if it's on all the time, they don't notice those differences because they're subtle.
It's a slow
They change.
burn.
You usually go through those year-to-year ingredients a little bit slower. But if you have a seasonal that only comes out, 3-4 months a year, people are going to notice differences because inevitably those ingredients have changed. Yeah.
Damn.
Just like temperature, humidity, rainfall for grain, and hops.
It is
pick time, drying temp, all of those things change.
It is a product of its moment.
Yes, it is.
It exists for a moment in time, and that is it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
much like life.
Yeah. It's like terroir for wine, but like you're dealing with so many different factors.
What does terroir mean?
Terroir is like a sense of place for wine. So like a Chardonnay from the Napa Valley region versus a Chardonnay from France. Technically, it's the same grape. If it's processed the same, it should taste the same. But soil, pH, rainfall, humidity, all of these things that kind of capture the essence of the place.
It's terroir?
It's like terrier, but reverse the O and I believe.
Look, I get French.
Yep, nailed it.
Pretty sure that's right.
Yeah, yep.
Whatever, dude. Ben just likes to drink gin he makes in his bathtub.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yum. Bathtub gin.
I got one brewing at home right now. I cannot wait to get home.
Yo, God.
Delicious.
Dude, don't do that. So,
What?
you know what that does? That makes me look like an asshole.
Why?
Because you just lean into the joke and then that's it. You just throw it away. It makes me look like the jerk.
Oh, I didn't realize you were doing a joke. My bad, dude.
I mean, oh yeah. Ooh,
I'm sorry, man. I really respect you.
spicy.
No, seriously, I really like you. I like what you're doing.
I think you're
I can
really
tell.
funny, Adam.
You're
I
great.
think like the things that you
No,
say
it
are like
ma-
really
it
good and
makes
smart.
me
No,
look-
no. Hey, I think it's really good what you're doing
It
here.
makes me look so stupid.
Not intentional.
Whatever. What time is it? Do we go switch over to Patreon yet? No. Just drinking beer in the studio. I had to go. I had an issue with some meds that I'm on. I'm on some medication for my blood pressure because I'm an old guy,
And the anger,
and just
the fury.
the endless rage, the seemingly endless rage, the existential dread that I wake up to every day, wondering if it's really me or a shadow of me dealing with a hellish facade. But so I was dealing with
Probably
this.
just you.
Huh?
Probably just you.
So I had this issue. My subscription or my subscription. I subscribed to my meds. It didn't get renewed, and so I was like missing doses. And so I was on the phone with my doctor for a couple days trying to get it worked out. They had switched to a new system, and it just wasn't getting sent to my pharmacy. So I was kind of getting like, "Hey, I'm going to die,"
Yeah.
even though that's not the case. But in my mind, I deal with this crazy anxiety where I do think I'm dying like every single day for some weird reason. I guarantee I need therapy, but whatever.
We all do, Adam.
But that's what this is for. So eventually I gave up calling. I'm like, I'm going to drive down there and I'm going to take care of this. And so I drive downtown to the clinic down across from Luce, and I park and whatever, and I'm walking up to it. And as I'm walking, a lift comes up. Have I told you this story? As I'm this just happened a couple days ago. A lift pulls up, parks, and a young blind woman gets out. The driver comes out and like points her to the door. He's like, "All right, off you go now. See ya." And then hops in and just drives away.
Wow.
It was Joe.
It was Joe.
No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
okay. I
No,
was like,
that'd be
he's-
so funny.
That would add up so bad, man. Okay, well,
Well, see you later now.
see ya.
All right,
Which is a rude
anyways.
thing to say.
see.
That's
I mean,
a,
yeah,
that's
I
a
mean, you
rude
won't see
thing to
me,
say.
but I'll see you.
Rude thing to
But,
say to a blind person.
Yeah, but so she was very blind, and she had her cane, and she's walking over the door, and so I'm approaching from behind, and I was just like, "Hey, if you'd like, I'll get that door for you." "Oh, please, thank you, that'd be great." And she's young, 20s, young 20s, and so I go, and the door's locked, can't get in. Open the other door, it's locked. So I hit the handicap button, nothing's going on. So I'm like, we're locked out here. She goes, "Oh, that's weird. I have a job interview here." And I was like, "Oh, well, at this, well, I don't know what to tell you. It's locked." So I'm like, "Well, hold on. I'll see if I can call him. I can't get a hold of anybody." I look through the windows. The clinic is completely abandoned. There's not a chair, nary a chair in the room. It's empty. And so I tell her, and she goes, "Oh, that's not good." I'm like, "Yeah, it's not good." Where's your appointment? Well, she's like, she gives me the address. She goes, she doesn't know. It's through a staffing agency. It's that address, but her suite is 150, not 200. So that's 200. So I'm like, okay, all right. I was like, well, good luck with that. And I went home, No, I'm just kidding. I didn't abandon her. But so I was like, all right, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we just like go find this suite? We'll go wander around. And she's like, "Oh, thank you so much." And so she takes my arm and we start walking downtown. I'm just walking with this woman. She's got the cane, and I'm certain she's just like so afraid. Like some strange guy is just like walking her like, "Yeah, I'll get you where you're going."
Yeah, seriously.
So I gave her all my information in like conversation. Like, my name's Adam Herman. I was like, I work at Duluth I work at Ben Paddle. I work all these things. And so she knows exactly who she's like walking with.
Right,
Yeah. But
that's-
even
that's
that,
cool.
like,
Yeah.
how do you know though?
Yeah, very true.
And so we're walking. I'm not kidding. We walked for like 30 minutes all the way. I'm looking for the suite.
Wow.
150. We go up by Blacklist all the way around. Come around. Finally, the people call her back and they say, "Oh yeah, like where are you?" She explains what happened. The guy walks out front. He was across the street from where we were to begin with.
Oh no!
The
Just
guy
on the
dropped
other
her off on
side.
the other side.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh.
But it reminded me of like, I get stuck in these when things like this happen. Somehow I've had to walk people to places often. And I one time had to walk this. It reminded me of this thing in Boulder when I was living in Golden.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at the Boulder Dinner Theater, and I'm sorry if I'm talking too much. This was a really funny story, and it just reminded me of this. So I'm working at the Boulder Dinner Theater, and I get done working. I go to get gas, and these puppies run out of this bush, right? And it's like 10:30 at night, and these puppies are like running around me, like little tiny, like 3 of them. And an old woman in her nightgown comes through the bush. She's like, "Help me get those. Those are my dogs, please." So I'm running around and I'm catching these puppies, and I'm holding 2 of them, and she's holding one of them. And she goes, "Oh, thank you so much." She goes, "I'm so tired. I've been chasing these dogs for a few blocks."
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Can you help me get them home?" I was like, "Well, I'll drive you. She's like, "No. I'm just right up here." I was like, "All right, that's fine." So I'm holding these 2 puppies. She's got a puppy. I'm like helping her home. She's in her nightgown. And I mean, she's elderly. She's probably 70, 75 years old, She lives like a mile away, dude.
Oh no!
We walked for like a fucking mile
I'm just
in
right up
Boulder.
Why didn't she just take a ride?
That's what I'm saying. So,
Oh no,
So
no,
we get-
that's too inconvenient.
we get there, and I'm not kidding. 20 minutes later, in a mile walk, she's like dying. She goes, "Just put them right inside the kitchen." She goes, "Oh, young man, please help me get up to my bed."
Oh.
And I was like,
Oh boy.
So I help her like up the steps, and I help her get like tucked in, and I lock the door behind me, and I leave, and I walk back a mile. Like, I gotta get the fuck out of Boulder, dude. Like,
Yeah.
god damn, it was funny though.
Just sing her a little like good night song too.
It was so.
Please sing me to sleep.
It was so
please,
silly.
young man.
I mean, I was young
I
too.
need my warm milk
That's kind of what it
and
felt
a
like.
song.
But I was like, dude, if somebody were to like, it could be so bad for me if this was in the wrong seen in the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, wild.
I don't know.
That's a story, man.
It just popped in my brain. I thought it'd be fun to share, but I guess fucking forget it.
No, I like it.
I wonder how that lady's interview went.
Yeah, you think she got the job?
She better have gotten the job.
Mm-hmm.
Was it at the ICU?
It was at the temporary
Oh,
staff.
no.
Thank you, Neil.
Yeah. Oh no.
All right, we're gonna switch over to the Patreon.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So we're gonna switch.
Welcome to the Spicy Cast, where we're a little bit edgy.
You're the one who wanted to give me a mic.
A little bit edgy. Watch out, guys.
We're a dull.
We're pretty
blade.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, I got nothing to add then.
Great.
My note here says "get used to it." I don't know what that means.
I did see that.
I don't know how that.
Get used to it.
I don't know how that applies. Oh, that was applying to the imposter syndrome. Never mind.
Yeah. No.
I can't let you see my notes.
I think
man.
that's like the most like self-constrictive thing that like everyone does to themselves without knowing.
imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah. You just don't feel like putting a ceiling on yourself is just like something we all inherently do, but it's just like holds you
Yeah.
back.
I have it all the time.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just clueless.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's like just hubris that we're even trying this.
Right.
Like, who the fuck are we to even do this?
Good question. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
either.
just showed up.
I know.
Should we have asked that before we started?
What do you mean?
Like, are we okay to be doing this? Should we be doing this?
Well, let's go through. All right. I think you're qualified to do what your journalistic side of this thing is, right?
Mhm.
You've been brewing for 12 years, 13 years.
Yeah, I started brewing when I was 21, 2012. Yeah, so 13 years.
Yeah,
May
so
will be 13 years.
You're
I've been brewing.
more than qualified for it.
At least that part. I don't know about talking. but
that's I was talking with Ben before you got here too. It's like it's weird talking in front of a camera and lights and all this because it just feels like weird, gross. But also, you get used to that too. You just do it a bunch of times. You get used to it.
Yeah.
We do have something to add. There is content to add.
Oh, for sure.
It is
I
an
think we
interesting
just gotta-
approach.
Yeah, got to slowly kind of find what we're actually talking about. We have to have guests on that we can. I don't know. Yeah, we got to figure out what our thing is.
I mean, the travel
what
show
are we talking about? Yeah.
is we have
Mm-hmm.
legitimate. We have just as much a right as anybody to do this.
True. Very true.
Yeah. I have to remind myself of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm qualified.
Nope. I do want to introduce a segment at some point.
Okay, hit it.
It's called Pitch. You're perfect. And
God, all right.
and it's
Ben
where
likes
Ben
it.
I like
likes
it.
Yeah,
I
I
like
know.
it.
Of course he does.
It's like where any of us, anybody on the pod can bring a pitch and pitch away.
Okay.
Shark Tank-esque. Pitch whatever you'd like.
Okay.
Whether it be Young Santa, whether it be, trying to get, funding for anything, really.
True.
And then we can just kind of,
I will do whatever it takes to get the funding for this thing. Anything less than, no crimes. Depends on the crime.
No crimes?
I mean, for the sake of the camera and the recording, no.
No
but
crimes.
Email me.
No. Crimes.
What are you talking about?
No crimes.
I think we can do crime-free pod.
We can do a crime-free pod.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to pitch, Ben?
I was thinking, I had this idea for younger Santa.
Ooh, baby Santa.
Yeah.
Baby Santa?
Yeah.
I think that's part of the YSU though. That is part
Yeah,
of the
I
Young
think
Santa
I think that
universe.
would be youngest Santa.
Yeah. Technically, Young Santa does own from 0 to I want to say like 33, the age that Christ died.
Right.
And then after that, that's about when Santa
Allegedly.
came into his
Wow,
own.
so young.
Yeah,
That's the age that Christ ascended to heaven.
Of course, that was pretty
Thank
old
you.
back then.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. It was kind of old back
Yeah.
then. I guess. Yeah, it depends. I think Santa is kind of a timeless figure. He could begin and end at really any point in our universal history. I think. Santa might not even exist yet. We don't know this. Science hasn't been able to prove it.
Well,
But yeah, little baby Santa sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
We got Young Santa. We got Summer Camp Santa. you have the list.
I
right?
got
Yeah. Do you have it handy?
of course I do.
We got
did
titles.
I did stay up late one night, Ben, and I wrote the sequel, what I thought for sequel titles to the Young Santa sequels.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, God, I
Okay.
have so many dumb notes. I don't know why I write down every stupid thought I have. Stephen King says a writer's notebook is the best way to remember bad ideas. And I think I agree with him.
Just get them out of the system.
He says if you have to write it down, if it's a good idea, you'll remember it.
That's true. I've not written a single note about Young Santa.
No, and
yet,
you
so
remember
for
it.
the record. Yeah. It took me a little bit.
Oh,
yeah, you
funny.
asked me last time on the pod, and I was like, man, I haven't thought about Young Santa in quite a bit.
Well,
Yeah, it's up at the top of the dome.
damn it, where are all these things? Folders. Oh, that was in shared.
We got like Enter the Santaverse.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, here we go. Young Santa. Okay, all right,
got
Ben.
it? Nice.
All right, Ben. So the first one is obviously Young Santa, but we could even subtitle that one.
Yeah,
really.
I would like a colon in every.
I think that's
every
probably good.
title.
Yeah.
Could that be Enter the Santaverse? Just
It
the
could
first
be.
one.
It could be Enter the Santaverse.
Yeah.
Young Santa 2, Claustrophobia. Young Santa 3, Clause for Concern. Young Santa 4, Judgment Day. Young Santa 5, For Whom the Bells Jingle. Young Santa 6, Rises Again, which
That involves Jesus.
yeah, that would and also I think that's the Easter one, right?
Yeah, that's where he has to like assassinate a bunch of people for Christ.
Right. It's basically a holiday special.
Yeah. We're
But
talking leprechauns.
Yeah.
We're talking Easter Bunny. We're
wow.
talking
Yeah.
pretty much every blasphemous.
Everything but Christmas.
yeah,
We don't want
everything-
Christmas. And then Young Santa 7 on thin ice. That's not bad.
Mm.
And then that's really it I have. And then I have a note about this must have been something someone was telling me. Golbus Han. I have no idea what that means. Somebody
Okay.
must have told me that.
Mhm.
I have lots of other notes.
Maybe Silent Night with a K.
But yeah, but that's it hasn't. Oh, with a night with a K.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of young Santa being able to time travel because, like, kind of
Okay.
technically, Santa can time travel. There's no theoretical way that he could, deliver that many gifts to that many people if he wasn't time traveling. So I love that he could maybe go back and forth, especially once he gains the powers, which he does get from a harrowing experience in the woods with a certain pack of reindeer that we're going to learn about a little bit later. So
we're gonna take a stroll down that path later on.
he does have to kill Rudolph, though. So that's
We've had a couple of harebrained ideas. Well, I don't say harebrained. We wanted to also make a cartoon that could be part of this. Really, this Patreon could fund a lot of things. Travel shows #1.
Yep.
But offshoots. I mean, what's wrong with that? We had a cartoon idea about an old guy named Rodney that was just trying to find the Twins game.
Yep. Just trying to find the Twins game, trying to get home.
Yep, trying to bar
Whole
crawl
lot of
home.
Weird things happen to him. What was the pilot? Werewolves. Wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah.
Wolves.
Werewolves.
Wolves.
Werewolves.
Werewolves.
It'd be even better if he was trying to find the Timberwolves game.
Uh,
Werewolves.
mm.
I'm so sorry, you guys.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I thought
Okay,
that
that
would
one was
land
bad,
better.
but that's okay.
We'll cut
Yeah.
it. Time. Will you
No
write
bad
that time
ideas.
down?
This is
Yeah.
pitch. You're perfect. There's no bad
Yeah,
ideas.
this is- Will you write that time down though, for real? Because it was a bad idea.
7:56.
All right, thank you. All right, well, that's about all I got then. What time is it?
7:57.
We still got 15 minutes to kill. I'm out of ideas.
Oh man.
I thought the Boulder story would have went way longer. But what was funny about that was I hated that job so much, and I only worked there. Have you ever quit a job, like on the spot?
No. Just like walked off.
Yeah,
No, I have not. No.
that was the one place I quit
Really.
like that, and it was only because I had a rock and roll gig and they wouldn't give me the night off, and I showed up and I was like, I got a gig, I gotta go. So I quit a paying job to go play a show in Denver that paid nothing.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Mathematically
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, smart move.
Smart move otherwise, though.
But I worked at this place. I was a waiter during Cats. They had the show Cats, and so I'm like bussing tables and shit while these idiots are dressed like giant cats walking around. Fuck, it sucked so much. And then they bumped me up. They said, "Do you want to be stage crew for a production of The Wizard of Oz?" And I was like, "Oh, this would be cool. I've never done this before." And so, we're training, and they put on, you got like the walkie-talkie. I don't know if you've ever done like theater work. I'm not into theater at all. I've never done it. This was like all randomly getting this job. They give you this walkie-talkie, and you've got headsets on, and they're talking about all the stage, wherever you're supposed to be. And my main job was, during the tornado, I'm in all black. I run out, me and one other guy, and we take the house that's on the stage, and we push the house around like the tornado gets it. It's my first time doing this. I've never done anything before. I was nervous. I'm running around. I go out there. They go, all right. I'm blurry on what they said exactly, but like, go ahead and go for the house or whatever. I run out. I'm doing it. My walkie-talkie wasn't connected to my belt well, and it flew off my belt as I'm running, and it fucking landed out in the tables.
Oh no.
And so the headphones were connected, so the people in the audience could just hear all the stage direction. And apparently, I couldn't hear anything, but I still had my headset in, so I'm like standing there like waiting for direction. I have no idea. And they're calling me the whole time.
Guy in the front row was like,
Wow.
Yeah, and they were so pissed at me. So then the next day I showed up and was like, I can't do this. I'm not doing this shit. I got a rock and roll gig. And they were like, you can't quit in the middle of a production.
wow. And you did.
Fuck yeah.
You just
They were
walked out.
assholes to me though.
Hell yeah. All right. How'd the gig go?
Don't remember.
Oh.
Horribly.
Didn't matter.
Yep.
I'm here now.
You're here now. Yep.
It probably went pretty good.
Yep.
It was probably a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
You spent time in Colorado, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Was there a place called Buffalo? Oh my God, the Buffalo Rose. Yeah, that's where it was. The Buffalo Rose
Where?
in Golden.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
The Buffalo Rose. Yeah, there was the Grizzly Rose, which was like the country bar,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Buffalo Rose.
Oh yeah, was that like right on the main street?
Yeah.
In Golden.
Right
For
downtown
sure.
Golden. Yeah,
Yes,
because I
I've
used to
been
live
there.
right there,
Oh really?
like right across the street. You know where that hotel is, Table Mountain Inn. Does that
Yeah.
sound familiar?
Yeah.
I lived basically in that parking lot in the apartments
Sweet.
right
Okay.
behind there.
Yeah. Spent a little time in Golden.
Yeah, Golden was awesome, man.
Lived in a tent in Netherlands for a little bit.
Netherlands is
Couple
the
months.
best place.
Netherlands, cool. Dead Guy Fest.
Dead Guy Fest. Frozen Guy Fest there too?
Or is that where it is? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
maybe
Frozen
that's
Guy.
what it's called. Yeah.
Netherlands is one of. I think if I were to ever move back to Colorado, it would be to there
It's kind of cool.
or Durango.
Durango
would be really neat, too.
I know. Almost moved there.
The Grizzly Rose. I'm opened up for Molly Hatchet at the Grizzly Rose there.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you this story, Ben?
I think so.
My best friend Jim and I had moved out there, and we were just playing acoustic, and we used to play there all the time because we lived there. Molly Hatchet was coming, and the booking agent contacted us and was like, "Hey, we'd love for you guys to come and open, but we want your full band," because we used to always say we had a full band.
Mm-hmm.
We did not have a full band.
Oh no.
So we're like, yeah, no problem. We'll get the band. Yeah, we'll get the band together. Well, absolutely. We'll come open for Molly Hatchet. This
Yeah.
will be great.
Yeah.
So day of the show, we couldn't get a band together.
Oh man.
So we show up and we're like, you're not going to believe this. The rest of the band, they were in a car accident on the way here. Everybody's fine. Everybody's okay.
But they're just a little banged up.
They can't make it though. They're not going to make it. But we're here. We will play acoustic. So we opened up. We're 23 years old.
Yeah.
Opened up duo acoustic for Molly Hatchet in front of a crowd that had wanted nothing to do with two 23-year-old acoustic
man.
guitarists. I mean, you might as well have had Jack Johnson be worse and twice.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh, it was awesome, man.
Damn. Yeah, that's an experience. Good for pulling it off, though. I appreciate it.
It was so funny, dude.
Yeah.
It was so funny. Jim was the one that lied about it. He was always the one. He had so much balls. He would lie about it. He did whatever it took to get any gig ever.
Really?
He would play in front of anybody, no matter where, however he could get to the gig.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a lesson to learn.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah, he did not care.
Yeah.
I don't recommend anybody lying to get gigs, though, because
Yeah,
it doesn't
probably
work.
not a good idea.
No, it does
Yeah.
not bode well.
Longevity wise.
No.
No.
No. If you're caught as the liar, they'll never book you again.
You need a
it
quick
doesn't work.
buck. You need one gig.
You know, I mean, in fairness, we were 23 and we had no idea what we were doing, and we were trying to get a band together for it. We just couldn't make it work.
What are you gonna say? No.
Yeah, exactly. We're like,
Opening
yeah,
for
we can
Molly
make this
Hatchet?
happen.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Movies aren't written like that, man. You know, you can't have a biopic if you don't,
Exactly,
put
dude.
a little risk in there. You know?
I don't think we've ever lied to get gigs. You know, Ben's played bass with me for years and years and years, and we've had some
That's
pretty
good.
good gigs, but
Yeah.
we had some really great gigs actually. But I don't think we
Yeah.
ever had to like lie to get them.
That's good. Not having to lie is.
I'm
is a
hoping.
good
I
thing.
don't know if that's the case though. Can you think of anything? I don't think so.
I certainly never lied to get a gig,
Ooh.
but I would never book a gig for us. It just wasn't my job.
Well, right. Well, you know who our booking guy was, and I wonder if he did lie to get gigs.
Maybe.
It's a good chance. I did lie.
I know he lied to us.
Yeah, right.
I did lie to get my first job in the brewing industry, though.
Okay. All
I
right.
did.
Smart.
It was at a little brew pub over in Superior,
Okay.
and it was not that deep of a lie, but I started as a bartender server at this place, and they really wanted somebody with bartending and serving experience. So I, said that I had that. I hosted, I did expo, I did delivery expo, all the things that you could do except for serving, pretty much. And so I was 21, and did the interview, went great. They're like, okay, cool. Yeah, I think we got this locked up. We're just going to call your references. So I left, immediately called my friend, who was sleeping, very hungover, and probably still drunk, honestly. And they called him, and he lied through his goddamn teeth. Said that I was a server. So
Awesome.
that, all I can tell you is, if I could hire him again, I would. And 13 years
I love
later,
that.
everything else I've worked for, but the initial foot in the door, little bit of a lie. Yeah.
But I feel like that's fair. You kind of have to like exaggerate to get jobs, lie to get
And
jobs.
I knew what the job was going to be.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I
it's
knew I had the skill set to do
You
it.
can
but
handle
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, though.
Yeah, my entire industry, my entire career is just built on a lie.
So's me. Yeah. So am I. Absolutely. That's okay.
Yeah.
But this is the truth, man. I feel like it's all led to this moment. The rise of the Old Water Travel Podcast. When you're in a sewer 3 years from now, you're like, God damn, thank God I lied.
This water's old as hell.
This is gross old water.
Yeah.
And I think I have jaundice now.
Yeah.
And my eyes are yellow. Get me out of here, please.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
What is it that we've never even talked about this, though. I've always, what's weird? You told me one time you wanted to be in a sewer, and I was like, yeah, right on. All right, we'll do that. I never even questioned it.
Yeah.
What?
Because it just makes sense,
Well,
Adam.
no, it's just, I was with you with it, but why? I've never asked this question. And it sounds like you haven't either.
It's the oldest water you can get, man.
All right, and I'm going to push on that a little bit. I would argue that sewage water is the newest water. Because what is, you know what I mean? It's just created, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
But
think
hey-
mostly just to get underneath some old cities and see some weird catacombs and
Yeah, it would be
Shit like
sweet,
that.
dude. That would be so cool. We will get you into a sewer.
oh yeah,
If
yeah.
this takes off,
If I gotta get lowered in, via boom, just straight down into a hole, that's all right. If I have to rappel into poo,
Ghostbusters 2? You remember Ghostbusters 2?
I
Are
gotta
you
say,
familiar with
Adam,
that, Ben?
Yeah, with the pink slime in the sewer.
Yeah. Do you know what scene I'm talking about where they're lowering him into the sewer? That's what I envision.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's what I'm envisioning.
In the sewer? Yeah, it does sound like exactly
Whether I know
what
it or
you're
not.
Or
envisioning.
something starts pulling on the rope. And,
Yeah, all the way down from the manhole down to like through a huge New York City sewer pipe.
Oh yeah,
And he's in a harness just being feet
Yeah.
dangling.
I think there's different types of sewers too. They aren't all just.
They're not all big. No.
Yeah,
No, I want to get you in like a sewer in like Rome.
yeah,
Or some shit like
exactly.
that.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah.
neat, man.
I think I was thinking more like storm sewers, stuff like that. Water process, like
all right.
maybe not. I mean, we could,
I'm thinking, I guess my mind always goes to like Indiana Jones stuff, though. I want there to be like a skeleton of a crusader against the wall with an
That's
old
ideal.
torch
Yeah.
that we have to take the arm and create a torch out of his bone to get you into the sewer.
I think so. I think that's a
I
good
want
idea.
that.
Yeah. I'm willing to put myself out there. I think
Right. That's what we need. God,
I
I've been
think,
waiting for somebody like you.
Single cam, throw me out into the city
Okay.
at night and let
Well,
me do my own thing. I think
okay.
that would be fun too. I think
Yeah, we
there's
can
a
let you be
decent
kind of the gonzo journalist in this deal.
decent chance that I get abducted, but
If it's live streaming,
exactly. That's
is
that's
it
the
really
ticket.
abduction, though?
That's the ticket.
Yeah. If you're live streaming an abduction,
Mm-hmm.
buddy, our ratings are going to soar.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
saying I want that for you, but
I'm an abductable guy.
you
I've
are
always- I've
easily
always thought that about
kidnappable,
you.
yes.
Yeah.
So is Ben. Our whole crew is based.
Maybe
Our whole
rota-
crew
we
is
just
very
rotate.
easily
Yeah, we rotate.
kidnappable.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you know how easy it'd be to kidnap Jeff? Jesus Christ, you wouldn't literally not have to say anything. You could ask him, "Can I kidnap you?" He'd be like, "All right,
Sure.
Alex, dude, Alex would be so easy to kidnap."
You think so?
Yeah, yeah. He's always looking for like a walkabout or some kind of journey to
That's
go
fair.
on.
I think the goal is not to get kidnapped, but to
I
kind of
agree.
put yourself in situations where it might happen. Really dive deep, find the essence of a place.
Yeah, I mean,
only one way to
traveling
do that.
can be that way. I mean, there's been some spooky stuff on some of my stuff out there, but nothing like kidnap, but more of like like getting like guns pulled and stuff. Like that's been scary. When I was in Athens, I had some guns pulled on me in a alley, and we were just out too late. We were just stupid and out too late.
Right.
And that was really scary. That was a lesson learned.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know. Nothing like nobody was trying to lure me into a van. Yet.
Yeah. Yet.
Nobody wants to kidnap me, though. What are they going to get from kidnapping me?
Good question.
Ransom?
You already lost your backpack. You already lost your camera.
Yeah, I really have nothing to that.
No.
I've gotten robbed many times.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, the tariffs have drained my savings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I have nothing to offer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, good night, everybody.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in.
No, I think